What's up, everybody? This is Kayfabe Theory. I am Gary and my partner in crime,
Keith.
All right, and today we are talking about the potential of an upcoming corporate feud between the Chief Content Officer, Triple H, and the newest board member of TKO, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So essentially this theory we came up with is, ever since the presser, it seems like we're on kind of a battle for power between Triple H and The Rock. You've got Seth and The Rock going back and forth at the presser.
We can just do whatever we want, man. No, you don't. Yes, we do.
Triple H comes out on Monday Night Raw.
It doesn't matter if you don't like that decision.
And when The Rock came out with the Bloodline and part of it officially, he said he's going to do everything in his power to stop Cody from being in the main event. And you got to think storyline-wise, that's going to include his new real position as part of TKO. So, Keith, what do you think about this on-screen corporate feud we might have coming?
It's going to be interesting as we go along. In a way, it kind of hurts to know that Triple H is going through this medical situation. Pretty much permanently put him out of action or any type of wrestling. And makes me wish that he wasn't, because it would have been so perfect for him to at least step in and possibly be a guy to at least go against The Rock later on. And I think that's where it's going to be a rare time where we can see Triple H as a face. I think only time we can count on that he was actually the good guy was WrestleMania 18 when Stephanie was using Chris Jericho. The second time, if I can remember, is WrestleMania 25 when Randy Orton gets Triple H, and that was a very hellacious feud by itself. And my favorite moment was when Triple H went to Randy Orton's house.
Yeah, that poor window.
Like I said earlier, The Rock can't just be coming in here just throwing weight because he's the bloodline and tribe and whatnot. But it's like, hey, look, man, just because you're part of the board and you're part of the bloodline doesn't mean you can just step over anyone and everyone that's in the company right now. We have our own system and thing we're trying to do, and you just can't be doing that. And it'd be so much better if over time Triple H just started to get pissed off and had enough of The Rock's meandering.
I think going through this, it's going to be real interesting to see how far they take it, whether it's just going to be something that goes through WrestleMania or whether it's going to be a more long-term thing. Because if you get the Rock and Triple H going back and forth for power for what to do, this kind of has a feeling of sort of an in-house invasion storyline where you got essentially two factions that are vying for power, trying to get every title and just be awarded every opportunity, especially when he said at the presser that the Samoan bloodline essentially is the royal family in professional wrestling. This just feels like this back and forth is going to be something that pops up on occasion throughout the year. And we've got so many others. You got the Rock's daughter, who's also on NXT right now. She's the general manager. If she ends up in the ring at all, she could end up with more power with her dad behind him. She could get pushed to certain championships and opportunities that others may be screwed over on. So there's a lot that can be done with The Rock as this non-sexual assault new Vince McMahon. It's kind of the vibe that it feels like this could go, is that he could be the on-screen Vince McMahon, as long as he isn't doing things like, I don't know, giving himself the ECW World Championship and destroying it in one night. But yeah, this whole corporate thing, I think there's a lot of options. Not too sure about a wrestling match. It might depend on Triple H. I mean, we've seen Daniel Bryan and Edge come back from neck injuries that were going to retire him, and maybe they'll never do it again. Who knows if things are better with Triple H? But this is definitely something that could go beyond one match. This could be just long-term conflicts.
Plus, when you mentioned about The Rock's daughter, remember, Nia Jax is part of the family.
Yep.
We could also, if they wanted to, they could bring back Tamina. We already know they got a few of their family members that's in the indie scene, like for example Jacob Fatu, who's doing very well over in MLW, I think. So they can start bringing in more family members in which growing the bloodline throughout to make them stronger across the board, and that will create more of The Rock trying to throw weight within the WWE him just bringing in more family members in and put them in power positions.
But yeah, I mean, stuff like that, those are things that can be extended as a possibility. I mean, we're talking in 2025. We might not even be looking at this year. They might already be looking to people and opportunities for things like WrestleMania 41, SummerSlam, Survivor's Series match like they had with the Authority years ago, except there's going to be a lot more at stake somehow.
There's more to scratch the surface, man, because the realm of possibilities is out there. Because come to think about it, you said 2025? That's 2 years worth of feuding.
And I'm not saying this is going to be something straight. This could be just random flare-ups whenever The Rock is not filming movies or something. Or it's backstage segments that they can film in half a day that air and lead to things happening in the stadium or in interviews and stuff. So The Rock doesn't even have to be present, but he can still be taking part, and this can just be a long-term battle back and forth between control of, let's call it control of the content of WWE.
Wow. Okay.
So it doesn't have to be something that's week in and week out. You can have Roman Reigns, Jimmy, Solo, Tamina, whatever, on a weekly basis on SmackDown, but these larger impacts could be just major pay-per-views and stuff.
Another thing to think about, we already know about Jey Uso. Right now he's on his own, so it's just we're talking about long-term storytelling. Do you think that will he stay out of the bloodline, or will he eventually join back if we're talking about continue on with the storyline altogether?
I don't want to say that is like really circumstantial, but it feels really circumstantial. And I think it's circumstantial around what happens with Roman Reigns, because if we assume that Cody is going to win at WrestleMania, win the WWE Championship, then what happens to Roman after that? Does he start slipping? Does, like he said, does Solo step up as the new tribal chief? There's so many factors that go into play. I think that's the best thing, is that circumstantial.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll run with that.
Yeah, because you know the Usos at some point, I don't think they'll stay split forever. At some point they will be the Usos again. It's just, is Jay going to defect back, or is Jimmy going to split from? Any other predictions for this corporate feud, or I think we got all the multiverses out of the way?
The multiverse out of the way. I got nothing, unless we're gonna see some more surprises of older wrestlers, like basically Rikishi coming back, the Wild Samoans coming back, just showing more show of force of the family of the bloodline. It'd be nice if Samoa Joe come back. So I know, I heard that. I knew that. I heard it. See, the reason why I say that, because the fact that, well, Samoa Joe is the outlier.
Yeah.
And I always wanted him to, like, be the disgruntled asshole, or at least just be a person like, F you guys. Y'all got all this cakewalk, and I never got mine. I really want Samoa Joe to, like, say, I'm the best Samoan in this industry, and I will mow through every single last one of you I have to. I never stopped thinking about Samoa Joe, and just him being the only non-blood related Samoan that need to make some type of noise or something. But hey, it is what it is.
Well, that's our thinking on the Rock and Triple H corporate feud. Anyways, if you guys got any thoughts, anything that we missed that you think about, let us know down in the comments. I mean, it'd be fun to read just all these theories of what's to come. But thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and like this video. And as always, this is Kayfabe Theory. I'm Gary. That is.
I'm Keith.
Thanks again for watching, and we will see y'all in the next video.